Customer service, it can make or break a small business. Great service will have them coming back. Bad service will keep customers away. And in this age of social networking, a bad rap, of course, can spread like wildfire. Joining us now with tips on how to avoid that from happening is small business expert Andre Taylor, author of the book You Can Still Win. Andre, as always, great to see you.
Great to see you, Stephanie.
And when it comes right down to it, customer service is really the most important factor to keep your business thriving, I imagine.
It really is incredible. I mean, we're living in an age where sometimes we forget about the importance of customer service, but as a small business owner, this is something you cannot forget about. It is actually crucial to the growth of your business.
And like I said in the intro, in this age of technology and the internet, it seems like if you have bad customer service, that can very quickly ruin a business.
It's very true. It can spread like wildfire. People can find out rather quickly that your service is bad. That's why you have to put in place a system. You have to train people, you have to develop them, and you really have to look over it to make sure that that service, that high quality service, is reinforced.
And what are some of the main reasons that customer service etiquette falls by the wayside?
One of the key reasons is that we often don't train people specifically to deliver high levels of service. We might acquiesce to the kind of personality they have, the experience they have, the training they may have had previously, and we allow them to deal with it on their own. Instead, we want to actually script this. We want to make it very sharp, very precise, and reinforce this in time.
Why does it so often seem like the person that does give bad service is completely unaware of it? I mean, I sort of see this over and over again.
Yeah, I think one of the problems, Stephanie, is that so often the person who's giving service is so immersed in the details of what they're doing. And frankly, a lot of times they just don't care about the business in the same way that the owner does. One of the things you'll see in a small business in particular is when you encounter the owner, very often you'll get exceptional service. But often when you're dealing with someone who doesn't have as much invested, you won't get that level of service at all.
Okay, so let's get to some of your tips, Andre, now on giving the best customer service. And you begin with welcome. Sounds simple. Say hi, right? Elaborate, though.
This is a very, very easy way to create an aura about your business. When you welcome someone, when you greet them properly, you're saying to them, listen, welcome to my world. We're here to serve you. We're really happy that you've arrived. By greeting them, you really can set the stage for a great relationship.
Yeah, seems obvious, but you don't always get that when you walk into a shop, do you? Other key phrases you say specifically, we're at your service, right?
Yeah, being at your service is a very important thing to instill in the people who work for you. So often we run into an organization or into a retail store, and what we feel is this so-called next culture, where you're just really trying to get through the transaction as opposed to saying to the person, not only should you welcome them, or not only are you welcome to our organization, but we're really at your service. We're here to do for you what you need done.
And that kind of leads to your next bit of advice, which is have an at your pace attitude, an at your customer's pace attitude, I assume.
Exactly. Very often what will happen in a business is we will rush a customer to take their order, to move forward rather quickly. Very often a customer may have some questions, they may have some concerns, they may not process all the things they need to process right away. We want to give them time and say, look, you have time to make a decision here. We're at your service, but take your time.
We hear about the can-do attitude when it comes to lots of things, but what do you mean by that when it comes to customer service, Andre?
Well, having a can-do attitude means that we will go beyond the norm. It means that we will do things that you might not anticipate we'll do, but once we build a relationship, once we start to have a conversation, sure, we'll take care of that for you.
And you also say it's important to mention that the customer has options.
Yeah, there are options in terms of payment, there are options in terms of delivery, there are options in selection, and there are sometimes options that are not written down. Sometimes you'll go to a restaurant and it's very easy to look at the menu and say, look, these are the only options. A great restaurant will say, we can make that for you.
Okay, and the next thing you say is something I might not have thought about, which is showing gratitude. And what is the best way to do that?
Well, first of all, you want to say thank you to your customers. I find very often when I go into a retail establishment, it's me making the purchase who's saying thank you. We should make sure that the people who are serving our customers say thank you, and that we show gratitude, that it really matters to have that person as a customer.
And finally, you say one of the key phrases is to close the whole deal by saying, we'll be in touch.
Exactly. When you have a transaction with a customer and you exchange money, you have to keep in mind that this is well-earned money from the customer. They're really making a choice. They're making a decision to do business with you. Stay in touch with them. Keep in mind that relationships can result in additional sales, additional opportunities. Stay in touch. Keep a great relationship with your customers.
Andre, I've worked retail since I was 16, and I was always told the phrase, the customer is always right. Do you still tell small businesses that?
I believe that, yes, because ultimately the thing that drives a business is a customer. And what happens is sometimes an entrepreneur will create a business. In the early days, they're very excited about getting a customer. Once they get used to having customers, they can somehow become detached from the whole idea of really serving the customer and making sure that that customer feels that they're right. Yes, the customer is right. Don't argue with the customer. Don't fight with them. Really serve them well.
All right, I like it. Thanks, Andre Taylor, author of You Can Still Win. It's always good to have you here. Have a good day.
My pleasure, Stephanie.